Hello and welcome to another session on the topic of arrays 1D for the subject of Introduction to Programming using C. In this session we will be discussing about sorting, we will be discussing about searching, and we will be discussing about insertion and deletion in an array. Now on the screen you can see the program which is involving a bubble sort technique. Sorting basically means arranging of data in ascending order or descending order. The program on the screen will be arranging the data of an array in ascending order. If you see closely in the program, you will be seeing that there are loops which are entering data from the user and displaying the data to the user, and also there is a logic of bubble sort technique which has been shown by the highlighted section of the program. Let's see this highlighted section in more details. On observing the highlighted section, you can see that there is a yellow highlighted section of the program. It simply compares the adjacent elements. If the element before the element under consideration is greater than the value, or you can say if the previous element is greater than the next element, then the values are swapped. And this if condition has been placed inside the two for loops. The one for loop is shaded in gray and other is in green. The green for loop is making the shaded gray for loop to run again and again, and the gray for loop is making the if condition to execute again and again. So let's see till when how this program sorts an array by using an example. The example says that total number of elements in the array is 6. The array which we are considering is A and it is having total 6 elements. The first element is placed at position A0 and last element is placed at position A5. All the elements are arranged in a random order, for example 33, 22, 55, 44, 66 and 11. No specific order of ascending or descending is provided. But the program says that use bubble sort to arrange this array in a sorted order of ascending. Now if we see at this logic, you can see that there is a for loop which is using loop variable I, and there is another for loop which is using loop variable j. Now let's see. Now if you see here, initially the value of I is set to 0, and based on the value of I, the value of j will vary to a specific limit. Now when value of j is 0, based on the if condition, we will see that whether a0 is greater than a1. Now, if you see the yellow highlighted section, we are comparing 33 and 22. Yes, 33 is greater than 22, which means the element on the previous element is greater than the next element. So based on the if condition, we have to swap the elements. Now A0 has been swapped with A1. If you see that A0 will be having value of 22 and A1 will be having value of 33 now. Again, when value of j will increase to 1, we will be checking whether A1 is greater than A2. No, in this case it is not, so we will do nothing. When value of j is 2, the program will be comparing A2 and A3. It will check whether A2 is greater than A3. Yes, it is greater, so the program will be swapping A2 and A3. When value of j is 3, it will be checking whether A3 is greater than A4. Yes, A3 is not greater than A4, so no action will be performed in an array. Again, for value of j equal to 4, the program will be again checking whether A4 is greater than A5, which is shown in the yellow highlighted section of the screen. Since A4 is greater than A5, so their values will be swapped, and in the end 11 will come before 66. So initially if you will see that the largest element has been placed at its proper position. Now value of I will again change. Now value of I will change to 1. For value of I equal to 1, the for loop which has been run by using loop variable j will execute again. Now again for j is equal to 0, it will be checked whether a0 is greater than a1. No, it is not greater than a1, no action. For j is equal to 1, again it will be checked whether a1 is greater than a2. No, it is not. For j is equal to 2, again it will be checked whether a2 is greater than a3. No, a2 is not greater than a3, so no action will be taken. Next, for j is equal to 3, it will be checked whether a3 is greater than a4. Yes, a3 is 55 and a4 is 11, so swap them. Now A3 will become 11 and A4 will become 55. If you observe carefully, the second largest element has also been placed at its proper position. Now value of I will again increment from 1 to 2, then the loop J will execute again from 0. Now it will again check for J is equal to 0 whether A0 is greater than A1. No, it is not greater than A1. For J is equal to 1, it will again check whether A1 is greater than A2. No, it is not greater than A2. For J is equal to 2, it will again check whether A2 is greater than A3. Yes, A2 is greater than A3, shown by the highlighted yellow section. So we have to swap 11 and 44. Now value of I will be changed to 3. So loop J will execute again. Now for value for J is equal to 0, it will be again check whether A0 is greater than A1. No, it is not. For value of J is equal to 1, it will again check whether A1 is greater than A2. Yes, A1 is greater than A2, which is shown by yellow highlighted section. So value of 33 and 11 will be swapped. Now for I is equal to 4, the loop will execute again. It will check whether J is for J equal to 0. Now it will check whether A0 is greater than A1. There is a small correction to be taken care of, that A1 is 11 and A2 is 33. I am very sorry for the mistake. Now if you consider that A1 is 11 and A2 is, if A1 is 11 and A0 is 22, this means now we have to swap the contents of A0 and A1. So by swapping the contents of A0 and A1, 11 will come at position A0 and 22 will come at position A1. Now after this, if you observe, the final sorted array will get into an ascending order format. Next program which we will be discussing is a searching technique. Earlier we have discussed a searching technique in our previous session, which talks about searching by using linear search. This technique is involving binary search. The binary search technique says that basic thing have to be taken care into mind, that the array should be provided earlier in ascending order for this case which we are discussing. Now array has to be in a sorted order. The case which we are discussing says that array should be in ascending order. Now let's see the highlighted section of the program in detail. The remaining part of the program simply ask for array from user and ask for the item to be searched in the user from the user, and the highlighted section is the logic of binary search. Now if we observe binary search logic very carefully, initially 3 variables have to be set some value, which is top, bottom and mid. A do-while loop is placed, and after placing a do-while loop, 3 if conditions are provided. One if condition is checking whether the middle element of array is less than item. The second array is checking whether the middle element of the array is equal to item, and third if condition is checking whether the middle element of the array is greater than item. Now let's see how this section of the code executes by using an example. Now if we see by the example, we can say that we have got an array whose name is ARR, and we are having total 7 elements of the array. So initially the value of top will be 0, since first element is placed at ARR 0, and the bottom value of will be 6 because the last element, which is 77, is placed at position 6. Now value of mid is equal to top plus bottom divided by 2, which is equal to 0 plus 6 divided by 2, which is equal to 3. Now the mid of the array which we have to process is the element which is stored at array mid position. Array mid position is array 3. At array 3 the element is 44. Now we will be simply checking whether 44 is less than 55, or 44 is equal to 55, or 44 is greater than 55, because 55 was the item to be searched, and it is clearly seen that element 44 is less than 55. This means that now there is no need to check array 0 to array 3. You have to check from array 4 to array 6 if you want to look for 55. So we have to change the value of top based on the logic which I have shown you earlier. The value of top will be changed by mid plus 1, that is 3 plus 1, which is 4. So the new value of top will be 4, and new value of mid will be top plus bottom by 2, which is equal to 4 plus 6 by 2, which is equal to 5. So the new value of mid which you will be getting is now 5. Now, based on the new value of mid, the element which is at mid position or the element which is at fifth position is 66 now. Now again, the program will be checking whether the element stored at sixth position is less than 55, equal to 55 or greater than 55. Since 66 is greater than 55, so we will be changing the value of bottom. The value of bottom will be mid minus 1, which is equal to 5 minus 1, which is equal to 4. So the new value of mid will be the value of top, which has been shown on the screen, which is 4. The new value of bottom, which you have calculated, which is equal to 4, and divided by 2, which is equal to 4. So the new value of mid will be 4. So if you see at the bottom of the program or bottom of the screen, you will see that based on the value mid 4, we will be going to process array element at position 4. So array element at position 4 is 43. Now 44. 44 will be checked with the value of item. It is 55. 55 is checked with the value of item, which is 55. Now array 4 is 55, which is equal to the item which you want to check, which is also 55. So in this case, the array element which is stored at position 4 is same as that of item, and the if condition becomes true, which says that array mid equal to item. So based on that if condition, the position where the 55 value is stored is searched, and it is shown to the user that the item 55 which is stored in the array is at position 4. Let's come back to the program again. Now if you observe at the screen's bottom, you will also get an if condition which is checking whether top is greater than bottom. So as you see in the green section of the program, the value of top is always incremented by some number, which is 1 in this case, based on the value of mid. But if you observe very carefully, the value of bottom is in a decrement phase. Whatever the value of mid is, it is decremented by 1. Now when times comes when value of top becomes greater than the value of bottom, at that time it means that the complete array has been searched and the element which you want to look out for has not been found in the array. So in this case, you will be declaring that element is not found. Now next program under consideration is insertion into an array. Based on the code which is provided on the screen, it says that you ask an array from the user, you ask for the element which you want to insert at specific position in an already filled array. You ask the position from the user that which element you want to at which position you want to insert that element, and you ask the length of the array also. Now if you see the yellow highlighted section of the program, it is the main logic of insertion into an already filled array. Now if we observe the highlighted section, we can see that there is a for loop and there are two further statements which are inserting element into a specific position and also incrementing the length. Now let's see how this logic works. If you look at the screen, you will see that total elements are 6. This means that we will be processing array A0 to A5 in the program. The elements are 11, 33, 22, 55, 44 and 77. The new element which is to be inserted is 999. The position which is to be inserted is 3. So this means the elements 55, 44 and 77 has to be shifted a bit. They have to be shifted onto the right hand side of the array so that 999 can be placed at position 3. Now based on the if condition which we have seen earlier, the loop will start with I is equal to 6. And based on the condition inside the for loop, whatever value is stored at A5 has to be transferred to A6. If you see the first tabular figure on the screen, you can see an highlighted section which says that contents of A5 has to be copied to position A6. Now because of the loop, the value of I will decrement from 6 to 5. Now for value of I is equal to 5, the condition inside the for loop says that whatever content is placed at A4 has to be copied to A5. You can see in the highlighted section of the tabular figure, which is depicting the array. Now when value of I is equal to 4, this means the content of A3 has to be copied into A4. Again, it has been shown by the highlighted section of the tabular figure, which is depicting the array. Now if you observe very carefully, the items 55, 44 and 77 has been shifted to right hand side in the array. Now by looking at the statement which is highlighted in green color, it says that at position A3 you insert 999. So at position A3 999 is inserted, which is shown as at the bottom of the screen. Now last program of our today's discussion is deletion from an array at a specific position. Now if you observe very carefully, this program basically asks for the length of the array from user, asks for the array from the user, and also asks for the element to be deleted from the user. The highlighted green section of the program basically search for the position where that element is present in the array, and that position from where the element has to be deleted is noted as POS. Now the highlighted yellow section of the program is basically deleting the element of an array. Now the highlighted yellow section of the program basically says that first of all you have to delete the element, so you delete the so the length of the array will also get decreased. Now based on the length, a for loop will execute which will be shifting all the elements towards the left hand side of the array. Now let's see what's happening by a example. Now the size of the original array is 6. This means that the elements are from A0 to A5. They are 44, 22, 55, 33, 44 and 11. The element to be deleted is 55. This means that A2, the element present at position A2, has to be removed. This means 33, 44 and 11 has to be shifted to the left hand side of the array or towards the left hand side of the screen. Now we can see by highlighting, the highlighted section says that A2, which is having value 55, has to be removed. Now let's see. Based on the condition length is equal to length minus 1, we will reduce the length by 1. Now earlier the value of length was 6, now the value of length is 5. The value of position is 2, which was calculated by using the highlighted green section of the code which I have shown you earlier. Now the for loop executes. Initially the value of I is equal to 2. It will be simply transferring whatever is stored at position A3 to A2. You can see the highlighted section of the tabular figure of the first tabular figure. Now when value of I is 3, the value of A4 will be copied to position A3 in the array. Now when value of I is equal to 4, the A5, whatever the content of A5 are transferred to A4. So if you see very carefully, element 55, which was earlier stored at position 2, is removed from the array, and the remaining elements are shifted to the left hand side in the array. And since the length of array, which was earlier 6, has been reduced to 5, so if you see at the bottom of the screen, you will be seeing A0 to A4 on the screen. So this finishes our session for today on arrays. So basically we have discussed sorting technique, we have discussed searching technique, we have discussed how to insert an element in an array, and we have also discussed how to remove an element or delete an element from an array. Thank you very much for being part of this session.